everyone, Terry Gigi here. Today I thought I would share with y'all how Scott and I have lost quite a bit of weight. And yeah, I want to say beforehand, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionalist. This is just what has worked for us. What's exciting is that nothing has ever worked for Scott until now. So here we go. First of all, why was it so important to me to go on a diet with Scott? Simple, I needed to lose, 4 pounds or something to get to my goal weight. And I have to say on a side note, I never reached it. Doing anything else, I never reached it. So, but the reason that it was so critical for Scott to lose weight is he was diagnosed last year with diabetes. It has been so upsetting for me, I think for him too, but I am really, really upset about that. And I said, we're gonna reverse this thing. You're not that far into it, blah, blah, blah. And he totally agreed and said, yes, 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 I'm all for it. He also had extremely high blood pressure when he was at work, to the point that, I think I told y'all this, his secretary would make him sit down and take his blood pressure, be off the charts, yada, yada, yada. So, and he needed to lose weight anyway, just to be healthy. What was causing his inability to lose weight in the past? I think it was a combination of a high stress job. He didn't eat terrible, okay? He ate a typical American diet, is kind of what I would call it. We just ate. He didn't ever seem to overeat to me, which also drove me crazy because I could not figure out how is he keeping on this much weight when he doesn't eat that much. I don't know about insulin resistance. I know that's some sort of a thing, so maybe this will fix that as well. But he didn't sleep well either. He was sleeping terrible. He kept terrible hours at work, and it was stressful. So all that, I think, contributed to his inability, plus what he was eating anyway. As soon as he retired, I got him with me. I almost always have done this in my life, is intermittent fasting. So he started doing that, and he did that for 5 months, and he just maybe lost 3 pounds. I know that sometimes it takes longer. We are still doing that, but I thought we got to do something else. We've got to do it quicker because I know that there's damage being done to his body through the diabetes. Now he's not on insulin or anything like that. It's not like that. He just takes a couple pills a day. I don't even know what they are. I haven't even asked. Fast forward to May 1st. On May 1st, I went with a friend. I might have told y'all this, but I went with a friend up to Daphne, Alabama, and we were extras in a movie. So at that point, and a couple of months before, I'd seen her husband who had lost tons and tons of weight. And so while we're at the movie shoot that took forever, I mean literally, it took hours upon hours upon hours. We were there from noon until 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, and Scott and Bob went boating. Well, anyway, he had lost so much weight. So while Elisa and I are just sitting around chewing the fat, that's funny to say in this video, I asked her, I said, how did Bob lose all this weight? Because she didn't need to lose any. I said, how did he lose this weight? What in the world did he do? And she said, we started eating low carb. I don't think she used the word no carb, but low carb. And I was like, I always hear about low carb. What's a carb? I mean, I was clueless, y'all. I didn't know. And as she told me what carbs were, I was like, that is so much of our diet, especially Scott. Like he'd have 2 pieces of toast in the morning with breakfast. He would have a sandwich with 2 pieces of bread for lunch with chips on the side. And you know me, chipaholic, chips on the side. We ate potatoes with every single dinner. We would either have a potato side dish, a rice side dish, a noodle side dish, always with the stuff. So when she said low carbs, and I said, that's everything we eat. There's no way we can do this. He'll never do this. I mean, I almost gave up right then. And she said, here's what you do. Focus on what you can eat. Don't think so much about what you can't eat, but focus on what you can eat. So They left town the next day, and I immediately started talking to Scott, and I told him about this. And I didn't say what he couldn't eat. I told him what he could eat, and I listed all these things he loves. I said, you can eat meat, any meat, seafood. You can even have sausage, bacon, pork, beef, chicken. And I said, and you could eat any kind of vegetables, all kind of stir-fry veggies, and we can do the roasted vegetables in the oven, which I'd kind of gotten him into. And by the time I was finished, he was like, wow, that sounds like a great diet, quote unquote. And I call it way of eating. And he said, what can I not eat? And I said, bread, chips, potatoes, blah, blah, blah. And I listed all those things for him. And he was shocked that I would even consider it, because I am obsessed with French fries and all that kind of stuff. So he said, you know what, I'm totally willing to try it if I can eat that kind of thing. And I said, there's no calorie. This was my rule. I said, we're not going to count calories. I said, we're just going to eat as much as we want of the good foods that aren't high carb. And then I said, if we go on a vacation, we can eat what we want. So this is back in June. The 1st of May. We started like the next day, and I did throw out, we were low on food anyway, but I did throw out any chips. I didn't buy, and I just filled the house with good food and some fruits that you can eat. And we just started doing it. There was no problem, y'all. It was like when I started eating all the good vegetables, now not super starchy vegetables, they're not allowed, so to speak. But we weren't like 1,000% hard and fast about it, but we were pretty much right on it. I just looked online and said low carb foods, and I just bought stuff on that list, basically. And you can have olive oil and butter and sour cream and all that kind of stuff. So we started eating that way, and I'm telling you, it was so easy, except for snacks, and I'll get to that in a minute. It was so easy. The food was so good and so filling. Like we only eat twice a day. So we would have most mornings we have like a big omelet with spinach and peppers and onions and mushrooms and all those different kind of things. If you make your food super flavorful when you're doing this way of eating, it's easy because it's so good. And I think that being so satisfied with what we were eating, and we'd have bacon, or sometimes sausage, and not every single day, okay. But if you eat these really dense, good foods, cheese, you can have cheese, all the cheese you want. It fills you up in a satisfying way where I don't know, y'all. I lost my craving really fast for chips, probably within a week or so. I quit thinking about them. And for dinners, we have usually only 2. Now we just have a meat and a side. And so we eat all the different kind of meats. We stir fry them. We fry them in the pan. We fry them in olive oil, sometimes, depending on what it is. We grill, we bake, all of it. We'll put a roast in the crock pot, all of that. So it's such good food. And for our sides, like I said, we'll stir fry some veggies like squash and zucchini and peppers and onions. We'll stir fry that, or we'll put Brussels sprouts and peppers and onions and stuff, and do it in the oh my gosh, the oven, what's it called? Roasted. So we will have the roasted vegetables a lot of nights, and we usually make enough meat and everything for 2 meals so that the next night it's ready to go. It's right there. We eat shrimp. We've tried spaghetti squash as a spaghetti. That didn't work. We need to redo that. Try that again, because it got too watery. So we have to figure that out. We just bought these super low carb. Let me grab it. It's right here. It only has 5 carbs. This like flatbread stuff. And last night we just opened it and we heated them in the skillet till they got really soft. And then you have to move fast or just use them as a wrap. But we were trying to make like fish tacos. And so we had had fish the night before. We had leftovers. We put it in this with sour cream, guacamole. You can have all the guacamole, you know, avocados, sour cream, guacamole, the fish, lettuce, cheese, and we made a fish sauce from online, fish taco sauce with sour cream and hot sauce and all kind of stuff in it. It was really good. So you start getting so creative when you're cooking from scratch. And what I've noticed so much, y'all, when I go shopping, I've always heard about shopping the perimeter of the store. I cannot believe how I don't go down the aisles anymore. Literally, I don't go down the aisles. It's weird, except to get like coffee, spices, sweet and low. Like we don't eat beans and stuff. We don't eat a lot of canned vegetables. We're doing almost all fresh or frozen is what we're using. We eat a lot of asparagus. But anyway, what was I gonna say about that? Oh, not going through the middle of the store. So when you're not going down those aisles all the time, you're not as tempted to buy the box foods, the prepared foods, the snacks. I don't even go down that aisle at all. The one thing that we have for snacks, that's what I was gonna talk about too, is we will have, he likes pork skins, disgusting. I can't stand it. He'll eat a few of those. A little thing of mixed nuts, those are allowed. Now, again, we're low carb, we're not no carb. So if I say something that you think we shouldn't be eating, we're not going for 0 carbs. You have to have some in your life. And some of these foods, some of the vegetables, they have carbs in them naturally. Snacks are kind of hard, but we find that because we eat around 11 and then we eat dinner around 5, there's not a crash in between because this food is bulkier or something. I don't know. Snacks. I'm trying to think. Oh, sometimes we'll have an apple. We'll split an apple, like cut it in sections and core it out and have it with a little peanut butter on the side. Sometimes we just have raw vegetables for a snack and some ranch dip. So you see, it's normal stuff. It's the easiest diet. Once you start doing it, it's the easiest way of eating I've ever had. Now, then we went on the cruise. Okay, let me tell you the results. May 1st, now it's the middle of June, Scott has lost 14 pounds. And I am at my goal weight that I didn't think I would ever see again in my lifetime. And that's like 115, 116. I feel so much better to the point, and it was only a couple pounds, but a couple of pounds on me is all in my middle. And I'm still much more gluten-free. I'm much more gluten-free than I had been for a while. So that's been my other thing. My stomach feels great. Now, we went on the cruise. And before we went, I said, you know what? We can eat what we want on the cruise, but let's just don't go crazy. And so that's exactly what we did. We definitely got our Guy burger and fries, our favorite thing when we're on Carnival. That's our favorite thing to get. We had those a couple times during the cruise. And I would just take my bun off, the top of the bun off or something like that. I mean, he cheated a lot more than me, and we had a lot of they have this soft serve ice cream, y'all, that is to die for. It is the best ice cream in the universe, and it's available 24 hours a day. So we had a lot of that little thing of soft serve ice cream a couple times a day, actually. And then at dinner, so we didn't really eat breakfast, so to speak. And then at dinner, you know, I pretty much followed the diet on dinner. He cheated a little bit. Okay, he gained 3 pounds back. But considering what he was eating, it wasn't as much as we expected. And I didn't gain anything, which was super weird. We weren't doing a lot of drinking. We weren't drinking Cokes and all that kind of stuff either. So that, you know, can also put the pounds on. So I think that was everything I wanted to say. Oh, I forgot to tell you this part. And I might have already told you this, but about 3 weeks after he quit work, after he retired, we started taking his blood pressure again. He went to the doctor right after he retired, and he was super concerned about Scott's blood pressure. And about 2 or 3 weeks later of being here, not working, his blood pressure issues are completely gone. This is before he lost any weight. His blood pressure issues were completely resolved, and that was just high stress and just the constantness of the job. Again, this diet has no name, has no book. It's just simple. So if you're thinking about wanting to try something, and I don't like to call it a diet. Do I think we'll do this forever? I don't know. I don't know. But he goes back to the doctor in August. So we're really gonna see if this made a difference, and I will let you know. So that's it for today. Leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks for watching. Bye.